I'm Big Rick Stewart. Welcome to the podcast for the Wine Country Weekend Soundtrack. I used to work at Live 105, KFOG, KFOX, a few other radio stations, and all in the San Francisco Bay Area. Now I'm at KVYN in Napa, award-winning KVYN The Vine at 99.3 FM, and you can always stream the station online from 993thevine.com. You can email me, DJ at bigrick.com, DJ at bigrick.com, and let's have a listen to some of the great information that I like to share with you every weekend on the Wine Country Weekend podcast at 99.3 The Vine. Hey, it's the Wine Country Weekend Soundtrack. I'm Big Rick Stewart. Apple CEO Tim Cook recently sent out a little teaser on his social media saying, look for something new. He said, get ready to meet the newest member of the family with an Apple launch hashtag. Should be coming up this week on Wednesday, coming up on the 19th. Lots of rumors about what could be happening. Lots of rumors point to a new iPhone, but not the 17, the new SE, which is kind of like the affordable version of iPhones. The SE has not been updated for quite a while. I haven't updated my own phone for quite a while. I have an iPhone 11, so it's been a few generations since I need to get one. Maybe this is the one for me. What will they be announcing? Well, maybe this new iPhone SE, and rumors are it's going to feature an A18 chip, which I guess is a really good thing. This is all according to Mac Rumors. It's going to have a larger 6.1-inch display, Face ID, USB-C port, so you don't have to have that one cable that only works for your iPhone. That USB-C kind of oval cable, that's going to work for everything. It's going to work for your iPhone. That's awesome. All that Apple intelligence that people are talking about, it's going to be on this new iPhone SE as well. Will they announce other things? How about a MacBook Air, iPad Air, maybe an entry-level iPad also? We'll have to see. This is all coming out on Wednesday. And also they might have a new AirTag. I love my AirTag. Man, put it in my luggage when I travel there, when I know where my luggage is, and if it gets lost, I kind of sort of know. AirTags are great. So we'll see. It's all going to be announced on Wednesday. Maybe I'll get a new phone. Oh my God. That happens so rarely. But this might be the one for me. I hope it doesn't cost like $900. New entry-level iPhone, only $900. Oh my God. I'm Big Rick Stewart. How about that reverb? What's the price of that? It's the Wine Country Weekend Soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. It's the Wine Country Weekend Soundtrack. I saw this story over at Jalopnik, which has lots of automotive news, and I thought, somebody is onto something here. I think this would pass in California as well. In Arizona, they have a bill which is they're trying to get passed. It's called the Slowpoke Bill. Are you ready for this? On 2-lane highways, so they're making this very specific. If you go slow in the left lane, you can get a ticket. Wow, what a great idea. What a concept, right? And I mean, it's a $500 fine if you get this ticket. Now, the person that's the lawmaker trying to get this through says that, this isn't just about like everybody going fast in the left lane and slow in the right lane. The problem is, not only do people get frustrated when somebody's in the left lane blocking traffic, but then they start to pass on the right lane and they're going fast and they're speeding, which they should not do. And so then everything is just all messed up and totally unsafe. So it's really like about safety. So down in Arizona, they're saying, look, if you want to go, around maybe below the speed limit even in the left lane, not cool. Just move over. That way you won't have people zooming right and zooming left and making passes and driving all crazy. Well, I mean, people might still do that, but you know what I'm saying. They are saying that this is met with a little bit of mixed reaction in Arizona. Some drivers say that would be kind of a good idea, but they kind of think that there should be, a little more regulation anyway about some of these things. Well, I don't know. $500 kind of is pretty good regulation. Incentive to stay out of that left lane unless, you're zooming right along. One of the places down there is I-10 in the Phoenix area. It's pretty narrow, and they're thinking use some of the money to widen that. Okay, I think that's probably a good idea. What do you think of that, huh? The Slowpoke Bill. All right, stay out of that left lane unless you're zooming along. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Weekend Soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. It's the Wine Country Weekend soundtrack. There is a Thomas Keller connection to a reopening of a great San Francisco steakhouse happening in the Marina District. Actually, it just reopened. At one time in the 80s, believe it or not, the Marina District of San Francisco was just full of these great steakhouses. I mean, great. You could get a great steak in San Francisco, in the Marina District. I mean, it was awesome. I went there a few times. I was hanging out in the 80s, in San Francisco, and oh man, a big old steak. It was just delicious. One of those places was called Izzy's. And Izzy's then closed for a while for a big remodeling back in 2023. They have just reopened Izzy's. It's been around for about 38 years. Now you can go there to this 2-story, 4,800 square foot space. They've redone the dining area, kind of opened it up. They have some private dining room booths. They've redecorated it with some great photographs of old San Francisco and the Barbary Coast. And they've got a second floor with all kinds of great artwork and more, a stone-clad fireplace. So they, kind of really went to town on this. The menu has a makeover as well, all because of their new executive chef, Daniel Lucero, who has a background working for Thomas Keller at the Bouchon Bistro in Las Vegas. Yes, there's a Bouchon in Las Vegas. All right, now they've got some of the classics, the steaks and all that great stuff. It's there. But also he's working to add some new twists to some things. How does this sound? House-made ravioli stuffed with prime rib, ricotta, and mushrooms. Wow. And they're saying that at the end of the day, our goal is to nourish and nurture our guests, and most importantly, we want to make them smile. That's the legacy they want to carry forward. That's a great slogan. They should put that on the wall in the kitchen or something. All right, I'm going to try Izzy's because, man, I have great memories of going there. Big old steaks and all that good stuff. Prime rib stuffed ravioli. Hello. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's a Wine Country Weekend soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's a Wine Country Weekend soundtrack. I love this idea. I want this idea to expand to all things, kind of, sort of. How about a come early, leave early Gen X dance party? Wow, this is a great idea. This is in The Guardian. It all started in Chicago from two friends who are in their 40s. They call it the Early Birds Club. It's designed for women and trans and non-binary people who have jobs and responsibilities. Hey, that's a lot of us, right? That maybe start early in the morning, but they want to go out and have fun. All right, so they throw these parties and they start about 6 o'clock and they end at 10 o'clock. Great idea. Could we do that for like concerts as well? I mean, wouldn't you go to more concerts if you knew you could be home by like 10:30 or 11 o'clock? Instead of like midnight, 1 o'clock and all that stuff. All right, because it ruins the next day, right? The next morning. All right, so they started these parties and they've had them from Brooklyn to Los Angeles. And it's a full-time business. They're having requests to throw these parties kind of like all over the world. Vancouver, Canada, Dubai, and more. The Early Bird Club's first anniversary party in Chicago held 1,000 people and it sold out immediately. Wow. They say everyone is smiling and screaming the lyrics to these 80s and 90s songs at the top of their lungs. It's an experience that, especially in these times, feels so necessary and therapeutic. People get dressed up like, in their old prom dresses and all kinds of fun things like this. This is a great idea. Can we just kind of start early, end a little early? Is there a problem with that? I don't think so. All right, let's see how this idea plays out. I'm Big Rick Stewart. I got to go home and watch Matlock. It's the Wine Country Weekend soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. It's the Wine Country Weekend soundtrack. Hey, we got news for you from the wine world. Dolly Parton is launching a red wine. It's a Pinot Noir, and it's named after Jolene, the song, right? Remember Jolene? A big hit for Dolly Parton. Jolene had red hair, and she tried to steal the man from Dolly Parton, in the song at least. Dolly says that I never liked the color red, but my new Pinot Noir has changed all of that. I love red now. You should try it. She made this appearance, and of course, on one of her entertaining social media posts. It's just made its debut kind of for Valentine's weekend. The album came out way back in 1974, but everybody knows the song with those lyrics. Your beauty is beyond compare with the flaming locks of auburn hair. All right. So now Dolly Parton's cool with red now. She has a Pinot Noir she wants you to try. A little bit of clicking around led me to find that the grapes are only identified as from California. So you can look for that. It's at a lot of the big retailers. Oh, by the way, did you know Dolly Parton is involved in this books campaign? She really wants kids to read and to get books into the hands of kids around the world. To date, she's donated over 265 million books to children around the world. She has this thing called the Imagination Library. What a cool person. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's a Wine Country Weekend soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. It's the Wine Country Weekend soundtrack. Here's an idea. I saw this headline. I thought, okay, I'm going to try to figure this out before I read the story. I could not figure it out, but it makes total sense. How come some people around the country put tennis balls in their bird bath? Why would that be? Birds don't play tennis, or they don't like chase balls like dogs or anything. All right, that's a really good idea. All right, the weather gets really, really cold, right? You know, birds are flying around. You have a bird bath because you like birds and you like to see the birds and they drink water and take a bath or whatever they do in there, right? But if it freezes over, it doesn't have to freeze solid, just a layer of ice. The birds aren't so much going to be drinking that water or taking a bird bath. So what's the theory behind this? Well, it's something that's been actually recommended by wildlife organizations like the RSPCA, the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. Here's the whole concept. You have like a bird bath or something like that. You can use tennis balls or ping pong balls or just kind of anything that floats. And as the weather gets colder at night, the tennis ball floats around and moves the water just enough to prevent it from freezing over. Now, if it gets really, really, really cold, like, that Minnesota, wind chill factor, 50 degrees below zero, probably doesn't help that much. But, locally, if you have ice that forms in your bird bath or whatever, you might want to try this. You put a tennis ball in there, it floats around. Now, they also say kind of oxygenates the water. I couldn't think it does much, but maybe. But the movement, the little bit of movement from the wind and just a little bit of whatever keeps the bird bath from freezing over. This is a really cool idea. Maybe you ought to give it a try. Let me know how it works out for you. All right, looking out for all the critters. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Weekend soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. Those are some stories that I share with you on the Wine Country Weekend soundtrack. I'm Big Rick Stewart. You can always listen to the Wine Country Weekend soundtrack at 993thevine.com. Stream the station anytime you like and tune in for the weekends. It's always lots of fun. And we have a special show on Sundays for you, Sunday Vibes. Saturday and Sunday, we have a 10 to 10 and a Beatles brunch at noon. Tune in when you can and check out the next podcast. Tell your friends, and thanks for listening to the Wine Country Weekend podcast with me, Big Rick Stewart, and 99.3 The Vine.